This is the Lockpicking Lawyer, and what I have for you today is the Abus Granit Model 3755 padlock. As the name indicates, the lock body is 55 millimeters wide and is made out of hardened steel. Then we have an 11 millimeter shackle, so all in all, this is a relatively beefy and physically robust lock. It's also an older lock, so unlike some of the newer Abus Granits, this does not have the Abus Plus disc detainer core, but instead we have a standard pin tumbler design. That core is set beneath some pretty impressive drill protection. We have a very thick retainer plate right here, and then under that we have even more drill protection, all in all about 7 or 8 millimeters. And that's going to present some problems for picking. It's always a little bit more difficult to pick when a core is deeply set into a padlock, and when we have such a particularly small keyway as we do here, it's going to create some issues for tensioning the lock just because there isn't much room. However, Abus seems to have done us a bit of a favor. If you look at these two little pins, they are what hold this lower piece of drill protection to the face of the lock, so that does not rotate, it's not a spinner. So what we can do is actually tension that piece of drill protection, and it will impart the rotation to the core and make tensioning this lock just a little bit easier. So let's see what it takes to pick this guy open, and then I'll take it apart and show you what's inside. I'm going to use top of the keyway tension with a 50 thousandths pry bar, and I'm just going to set that into the drill protection, not actually into the core. Then I'm going to use this standard hook in 18 thousandths. Okay, let's get started. 1 is loose, 2 is loose. I might have gotten a click out of 3. 4 is loose, 5 is binding, lifting him up, and we just dropped into a false set. Okay, number 1, counter rotation. Got him set, probably a spool. 2, counter rotation, got him set. 3, counter rotation, got him set. And 4. 4 is definitely given some counter rotation. The core doesn't want to turn though. Okay, let's try this one more time. Okay, I'm manually counter rotating with the pick, and that did the trick. It opened it up. Okay, let's take this guy apart and see what's inside. Looks like a really large slotted screwdriver is what we need to open this lock up. So let's get that out. Okay, something interesting I see right off the bat, and that is that this core does not have a brass lock body. I'm not sure I've ever seen an Abus core that doesn't have it. This looks like it's some sort of cast material, maybe even zinc. So that's a bit of a disappointment. Usually you find that on cheaper cores. To take this core apart, looks like we need a clip remover. Okay, now let's get the key and a follower. Okay, this is a 5-pin core. Let's drop all these key pins out. Okay, 1 is standard, 2 is standard, 3 is standard, 4, and 5. Okay, all standard pins there. And these appear to be either brass or brass washed. Okay, for the driver pins, I'm guessing 1 through 4 are spools, and then number 5 is standard. At least that's what it felt like while picking. And so far, 1, 2, and 3 are indeed spools. So is 4. And 5 is a standard pin. Okay, let me give you a close-up of these pins. Okay, as you can see, all of the key pins are standard. They look like they are either copper or copper washed. And then on the driver pins, we have 4 spools in slots 1 through 4 and a standard pin in slot 5. Moving over to the core, you can see it's a 5-pin core, a little bit of a flat on the top, which can make picking a bit easier, but usually makes the lock operate a bit more smoothly as well. And nothing else unusual about it. Looking at the face, you can see that tiny little keyway we had to navigate, but at the end it really didn't give us too much trouble. So that's all I have for you on this ABUS Model 3755 Granit padlock. If you have any questions or comments about it, please put them below. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please subscribe. And as always, have a nice day. Thank you.